If you've put off traveling until now, it's still very important to be mindful when hitting the roads or air during the winter. We stopped by Sandia Computers to talk with Guru Stu about how our computers can come in handy this time of year. Good to see you again, Stu.
Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning to you.
It's cold outside.
I know it is. How's your New Year going so far?
New Year going fantastic.
I know you're very busy in line already out
We've
the door.
talked to a lot of people who got those cheap computers before
Yeah.
Christmas and during Christmas, and they're just bringing them in because they don't work. Half of them don't work, so our service department's just being slammed. And of course, a lot of people who bought a lot of equipment at the end of the year are now picking it up for their tax write-offs and that sort of thing. So It's been very, very busy for us.
Many people traveled during this past few weeks.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about traveling during the winter.
Yes.
Especially how does that relate to a computer? How does that tie in? You
Right.
have any idea?
I
I have no idea. I'm just going to let you make it up.
Trying to think. Traveling during the winter.
Well, first thing is you want to check and see what highways are going to be closed or open because of winter travel.
Okay.
How do you do that? Well, you can go to the state highway sites of the different states that you'll be traveling through.
Yes.
And you can also see which Stuckies are going to be open and which ones are going to be. Just kidding about the Stuckies, Marianne. And then what we're going to do is you can go on and see where the travel advisories are. Also, you can check the weather. See if there's any major storms coming in during that time, and also check and make sure that it's going to be a safe drive if you're driving. Okay. Second thing you want to do is, of course, airlines. Remember that terrible storm that weekend just before Christmas that hit the Northeast?
Oh, and people stranded in those airports.
They canceled something like 8,000 flights that particular weekend. You want to check and make sure that your flights are on time.
Yes.
Call the airline. Don't just take it for word that on the website they're going to tell you the truth. Call the airline. Talk to a representative. Are our planes going to be there? Classic example is I checked on a flight during that terrible weekend when my mother-in-law was traveling to Baltimore. The originating flight was coming out of Sacramento, going to Chicago. Her flight from Albuquerque going to Chicago was terrific, right?
Sure.
So we knew the plane was coming out of Sacramento on time. Once you got to Chicago, going into Washington, D.C., Baltimore area, 5.5 hour delay.
Oh, my goodness.
She was in the airport for 5.5 hours. So you want to make sure that your flights are okay. You want to make sure that's happening. And finally, you want to pack intelligently in your car for in case something happens and you do get stranded. Take some water.
Yeah, a blanket.
Take a flashlight with you.
Some snacks.
Just the normal common sense things if you're just doing a lot of traveling. And again, if you're going to take a laptop computer with you, you want to make sure you carry it in a nice foam-lined carrying case.
Oh, okay.
Do not check it in your baggage.
All right. How about, like, let's say you're traveling and you're bringing your laptop in. People do, and they're kind of, you go through those lines and it's like boom, 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 you're throwing things around.
Right.
So how do we make sure all our equipment's
Well, what I
safe?
usually do is I have my laptop case, and then I put my laptop right on top of it.
Yes.
And then I push it through onto the conveyor belt. And then when I go through the security, I'm there waiting for it on the other end.
Okay.
I don't want any of those TSA guys handling my equipment.
Sure.
And if they do want to look at it, I'm the one that picks it up. I'm the one that carries it. Because there's a number of times in our service department, we have people coming in with broken screens, cracked screens.
They don't know where it came from,
Well,
right?
because TSA dropped it.
Oh.
And we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
All right.
just have a safe, wonderful travel during the winter. But do use your computer quite a bit and do check talking to a human being, especially if you're flying.
Okay, great tips this morning. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you.
Sandia Computers is located at 3625 Wyoming Northeast, or you can give them a call at 332-7777.